Good afternoon. I'm Idel Ross. Welcome to Mainstream. In a few minutes, we'll be giving you some useful phone numbers, so make sure you have a pencil handy. And we meet some of the people here for the 10th API Convention, the Association of Parents of North American Israelis. Since the beginning of November, scores of shopkeepers and retailers have been to court and fined for violating the government price freeze. Quick claims courts have been put at the disposal of the Ministry of Industry and Trade to dispense fast decisions in cases of failure to conform to maximum prices, failure to display prices in shekels, or for not indicating any price at all. Enforcing these new regulations has been the most difficult part of the price controls, says Moshe Netnael at the Trade Ministry.
Till now, we have made some 19,000 inspections across the country by the various inspectors. Out of this, we found that some 12,000 did not observe the rules. They were warned in one way or another. But actually, 2,500 files were opened against shopkeepers who violated a plain violation of the rules.
Has punitive action been taken?
They were brought to a quick claims court, and 1,800 claims were dealt with, and they received instant rulings and fines.
Were the fines reflective of the violation, or were they just token amounts of money, a kind of token slap on the hand?
Well, again, at the beginning, the judges were really sort of warning the violators, and it wasn't heavy fines, because that was the first day or two to warn the public and to let them know that it is working. Now the courts are working according to the rules and according to the whatever the law is, and it's not like a snap on the knuckle.
How much is a fine?
It could be anything from the beginning. It was like a warning, 15,000 shekel, and later on depends on the violation really, which was up to 75,000 or 100,000. That was until now.
Can the consumer bring a claim against a shopkeeper?
Yes, he can through our office. He can complain to our office, and we will check the complaint. Maybe sometimes we will send the inspector to the shop or wherever this was made, the violation, to check it, and if necessary, he will be brought to court.
Imported electrical goods, for example, cost dollars. Isn't there the danger that retailers will now or are now holding back their goods until the price freeze is over?
Generally speaking, it's against the rules and against the regulations to hold back on goods. They have to sell on the same terms of trade that they used to sell before. And it's against the regulations not to comply with, including credit terms, including delivery dates, and so on. But I think it's in their interest to sell now on the under the freezed rate of exchange than to wait until the end of the period.
And what do you see as the job of the consumer organizations now? It seems as if the Trade and Industry Ministry has taken over the job of the consumer organizations in monitoring prices and serving as an action line for people who feel they have been victims of price gauging or some other violation of the consumer laws.
In this case, the consumer organizations are working in full cooperation with the ministry, and in fact they are great help in bringing to our attention all kinds of problems or violations. And the ministry has urged not only the consumer organizations but the public to cooperate and to take part in this important economic steps.
המכס אתה תשלם לפי 527 שקלים הדולר.
The moked or action line at the Trade and Industry Ministry is plastered with the posters listing maximum prices. The inspector taking calls is like a traffic cop directing phone calls to people at other ministries. This fellow is answering questions about customs and credit lines, obviously from a businessman. The phones are ringing all the time from 7 in the morning with questions about everything from credit and contracts to kindergartens and alimony. Most of the ministries and, indeed, municipalities have their own action lines. However, we are going to give you the phone numbers for the Industry Ministries Action Line and those of Israel's 2 consumer organizations, so that if you have a question about the price controls or a complaint about a retailer or product, you will have somewhere to start. The Industry Ministry Action Line in Jerusalem is 638-431. In Tel Aviv, 614-611. In Haifa, 640-921. And in Beersheba, 357-71. The Consumer Council Action Line in Tel Aviv is 266-138 or 266-139. And the Histadrut Consumer Authority in Tel Aviv is 431-652 or 264-034. So that should give you a good start if you have a complaint or a question.
People are comparing prices. We are receiving letters from people who complain about violations or who are checking or asking questions why and so on. So there is some kind of awareness from the public, and that's a very good, so far, positive result.
Moshe Nתנאל at the Trade Ministry in Jerusalem.